Hello, my name is Dan White, and I'm a technical solutions engineer here with HYAS, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of HYAS Protect. And what HYAS Protect is, it's our protective DNS solution with industry-leading efficacy of detecting and stopping bad domains or malicious domains. And so when you first log into the UI, what you'll see here is your overview page. And this is just some of the DNS data that we're analyzing. And any of these charts or graphs in here, you can jump into and get further information. It'll take you into log view. Same thing here with the text that's in the blue. You can get into the log view, filtered log view, and look at that information. But before we get into too much of the what, I want to show you the how. So I follow a number of different threat researchers on Twitter. This account posted this about 3 hours ago from when I'm recording this presentation. Of a possible phishing domain. So what I want to do is I want to copy this domain. I want to put it through, this is an internal page. This will allow me to put this domain not only through our resolver, but through 3 other resolvers. So we can see what the differences are. Click go on that. First thing you see is that we've got a couple different results. Google, Cloudflare, Quad9, all still resolving this back to the A record. HYAS is resolving this back to, and I'll show you quickly, our block page. And so what we find is a strong correlation between the virus total score and when these other resolvers actually start blocking. So if we jump into virus total, you can see we put the domain up there. It's got a virus total score of about 10. What we typically see is this number has to get to about 20 to 25 before other resolvers start blocking. That can take anywhere from a couple weeks to a few months. Before those blocks start happening on these other resolvers. And so you can see right there, HYAS Protect is well ahead of the curve. And so what we want to do now is jump quickly into the log view here. And I have blurred out the client IP so nobody can see that, but there's also a device name column that you can enable in here. So when you are looking in the UI, you can use that as well. But I've taken that out for this demonstration purposes. As you can see, the domain we just ran through, it is in fact blocked through HYAS Protect. The reason was noted as reputation. And we've got a couple of red highlighted indicators here in HYAS Protect. And you can see the domain is untrusted and the name server is untrusted. So how does this work? HYAS Protect has what we call the decision engine. And what the decision engine does is it doesn't work on pre-populated lists. It takes our unparalleled knowledge of attacker infrastructure, what all these domains are related to, who registered them, when they registered them, who the name server is, what the name server IP is, all the different indicators within that DNS query. We build a case study around the attacker infrastructure to really build out what that looks like. So we know well before anybody else, hey, we shouldn't go here because maybe a threat actor has stood up a domain and they've sat on it for 12 months and haven't done anything with it. And because they've sat on it, it's aged out. And a lot of other tools aren't going to catch that because, hey, it's 365 days old. This domain must be fine. So they're going to allow it to go through. HYAS Protect is going to use the decision engine to formulate that weighted risk score based on our knowledge of attacker infrastructure and proactively make those blocks when they're needed. As a case, you can see this domain age is 6,300 days. And so it is pretty old and it would go through a lot of these other tools. From here, we can jump into our flyout panel. Got some more interesting information in here as far as event timeline, query timelines, etc. But what I wanted to note here specifically is a list management status. Notice it's not set. This just exemplifies that the HYAS Protect decision engine itself made the call to make this block. It wasn't part of any list that we had uploaded or that I had put this domain on to automatically make that block. So the decision engine itself made that block. And everything you're seeing so far, this is how HYAS Protect works out of the box. There are no additional configurations or anything like that you have to do. This is what it looks like when you first fire it up. Now we do understand that there is some need In some cases for list management feature, we do have that feature in here, so you can add individual items into your lists, either block or allow, although you don't have to because, again, the decision engine is working in the background for you from the get-go. Another interesting tool we've added in here is what we call the policy engine. So you can block based on categories, but you can also shape your traffic specific to your organization. And so if you've got specific use cases in your organization, you want to tweak some things, you can go in there and create your own individualized policies to get really granular on what that traffic looks like. Here, I just pulled up a real quick rule that we created to block domains based on top-level domain, based on domain age, and based on where the IP country reside, or where the IP, which country it's coming from, rather. So I can cancel out of that. And that's just a real quick down and dirty overview of HYAS Protect. Please reach out if you have any other questions. We're happy to answer them for you.